This is from Vanessa. Has a name very similar to mine. I read an interview you did, and you said you would like to see Luke's biological father, Damien, come back. I agree with that because the way things were left, is plenty of story to tell between Luke and Damien. Things like watching Damien have to deal with a gay son and that son's boyfriend, getting the relationship between bio father and son back together, and more. Plenty of stories there. Plus, I liked you and Paolo in scenes together. That was my favorite part of the show back then. Anyway, do you feel that Damien should come back? Yes, Damien should come back. Paolo is one of the coolest people to work with. He's a fantastic actor. He has so many stories about his life. You know, he's traveled all over the world. He's international. So I would love for Paolo to come back, and I do think that Damien's a really interesting character, and I think that Luke and Damien would have some very interesting scenes. Not to mention Lily and Damien, and Holden and Damien, and Noah and Damien. So I am all for bringing Damien back. This is from Mark, who's from the Netherlands. As the World Turns is broadcasted in the Netherlands too, and a lot of people from all over the world are following Luke and Noah's story on the internet. What does it mean to you to have fans in the Netherlands and other countries too? Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I was, I guess that's, because of the internet, everything is so much, entertainment is so much more global now. The fact that, you can see pretty much anything on the internet from anywhere in the world. At that, it's a huge honor to have fans from all over the world. I've gotten fan mail from Peru, from Egypt, of course from the Netherlands where the show airs, from Asia, from everywhere, and it's just, it blows my mind that that I don't know, it's kind of weird that somebody in Peru or in the Netherlands knows who I am. That's kind of weird. It's kind of cool. So I think it's great. I'm honored to have fans from all over the world. That's very, very cool. Yeah. So it's is it Martha Stewart says it's a good thing. So it's a good thing. Okay, this is from Anthony Gagliardi. I apologize, Anthony, if I said your last name wrong. Anthony Gagliardi. That looks right. Van, have any particular scenes in the last few years worn you out emotionally, or in such a way that you felt mentally exhausted the entire day that you were shooting the scenes, perhaps even affecting your mental state even after you wrapped for the day? If so, which scenes affect you in such a manner, and why did they affect you in such a way? I try to kind of divorce my work from, my life. Of course, sometimes you take a little bit of it with you, but I'm not, I guess my technique or my style isn't about, if there's scenes where are very emotionally charged, or Luke is going through something terrible, or any character for something like that, I don't sit in the corner and get myself all worked up thinking about, my dead dog or something like that, because for me, you can get to that by using what's happening with the character. So it's rare that I do a scene and then the scene is so so overwhelming that I can't, that I take it with me. The thing that does that when that happens is when I don't feel that I did as good as I could have done. That's when that's when I take the scene with me, because I'll be sitting on the subway going back from work and oh man, I could have said it like this, or oh, why did I do that? Da, 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 da. So that's when it hits more. When I have those really big scenes, I try to just have them down, memorized just perfectly, just down pat, because those are the ones that those are the meaty ones. That's where you can sink your teeth into it. So. And it's fun. It's fun to do a scene like that and to get out all your anger, and get out all your whatever's going on, and just use it as an outlet instead of using your life as something to feed it. Use it to feed your life. Use your art to feed your life instead of well, I guess I'm going off on some sort of tangent now, but I guess it's kind of your art feeds your life and your life feeds your art. I could go on and on about this. I won't, because then it's just going to be like the ramblings of an insane person. But I've never, to answer your question, Anthony, it's rare that I get so worked up that it affects my personal life. And I'm happy like that. So I hope that doesn't start happening. This is a question from Goldie. I believe that love is love and requires no explanation, but I wondered if you've thought about what it is about Noah that Luke loves. Thanks for taking the time, and you and Jake are terrific. Well, thank you, Goldie. That's actually a really interesting question, because that's actually something I never thought about, and I suppose I probably should have. But what is it about Noah that Luke loves? I don't know. I mean, that's probably a bad answer, but I don't know. I mean, I guess when you're doing a scene with somebody, you just kind of... I remember we had this acting exercise when I was in college, where you had to just, like, you had a scene partner and you just had to, like, stare at them and they stared at you, and you had to find things that you loved about them and find things that you hated about them. And I was like 19 at the time. I'm like, what is this? But you just, it's take the words that are written and, you know, find stuff that you can connect to with your scene partner, I guess, and hope that that's enough. I should think about what Luke loves about Noah. I'm doing that's my job. I should know that. I'll get back to you on that one, Goldie. This is a question from Jess. I'm not sure if you're a sports fanatic, but either way. If you were not acting and could play any sport, which sport would it be and what position would you play? Like, e.g., I don't know what E.G. stands for, by the way. E.g., football, in parentheses, linebacker. Thanks for your time, Jess. I'd be a dolphin trainer. I know that's not a sport, but that's what I would do if I wasn't an actor. I'd train dolphins. Except I wouldn't want to do. I wasn't too good at science in school, so I wouldn't do the health part of it. Of the health part of taking care of dolphins, I'd just like swim with them. If that was a sport, that's what I would play. I'd be a professional dolphin swimmer with her. So, as far as sports go, I don't know. I like ultimate frisbee. I'd be a professional ultimate frisbee player, or I don't know. Maybe I'd do something with with good endorsement deals, so I can make the money. You know. Yeah. So professional dolphin swimmer, or something with endorsement deals. That's what I would do. This is from Tom Harrison, and he says, Van, my wife and I have watched ATWT for over 25 years. We absolutely love your storyline. Being in the limelight as you are now, has that changed your life? Or, if you hadn't been born with the desire to act, what do you believe you would have chosen as your life's path? P.S. I can't read. I read that you like comic books, a passion of mine, and I enjoyed watching Time Machine on YouTube. You come across as a very versatile actor, and I would love to see how you would portray a truly evil character. All right, so this is like a two questions and a comment type thing. So, all right, so the first question, being in the limelight, has that changed your life? Not really. I try not to. I mean, I'm not really in the limelight. That's kind of a cool thing about being on the soaps. You're not really in the limelight. You're sort of in the limelight. You're like at the fringes of the limelight. But you can still walk around and, you know, do the daily grind of life and not be, not be affected that much. So it hasn't really changed. I mean, I get to go to cool parties now and stuff that I haven't been able to do, and I get to be on TV, so that's different. and sometimes I get recognized. But that's pretty much it, you know, like, I haven't really let it change, you know, how I live my life. And if I hadn't been born with the desire to act, what would you have chosen as your life's path? Well, before I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be a rock climber. So maybe I'd be a rock climber, or, as I said earlier, a dolphin trainer. When I was a little kid, I was convinced that I was going to be a rock climber because in my backyard we had this big boulder that I would climb every day. So, if this acting thing doesn't work out, the dolphins better watch out and the rocks better watch out because I'm going to be training the dolphins and climbing the rocks. And Tom says that he would love to see how I portray a truly evil character. I would kill to portray a truly evil character. Actually, in college, they cast me as evil characters a lot. And there's a casting director here in New York who only sees me as evil. So I don't understand that because I think I'm a very, very, a very nice guy. But it was weird in college. I definitely went through a period where I was like the go-to guy for like evil characters, which is fun, Now I'm like, Luke Snyder's sweet and, and all that, and innocent and all that. So I would love to play an evil character and, explore that side, explore the dark side.